The royal family's current management of Princess Kate's public appearances appears more calculated than coincidental, suggesting a deliberate strategy of strategic minimization, orchestrated by King Charles and Prince William. While publicly framed as Kate's personal choice to gradually return to royal duties, the carefully controlled narrative implies a coordinated effort to keep her visibility limited, potentially to manage public perception and protect the monarchy's image during her recovery. The strategic reduction of a Princess Kate's carefully managed royal presence. The carefully orchestrated reduction of Kate's public duties appears less like her personal choice and more like a calculated strategy, potentially engineered by King Charles and Prince William to maintain a controlled royal narrative. While publicly framed as Kate's deliberate recovery and measured return to royal responsibilities, the pattern suggests a deliberate effort to minimize her visibility, with appearances strategically limited to approximately one significant event per month, a cadence that conveniently keeps her present, yet peripherally positioned within the royal ecosystem. The recent Remembrance Sunday event, where Kate made a carefully staged appearance alongside her husband, epitomizes this managed approach, with even Camilla's absence, ostensibly due to a chest infection, highlighting the intricate choreography surrounding the royal family's public presentations. This measured exposure seems less about Kate's personal agency and more about a broader institutional management of her role, carefully balancing her public presence with an unspoken directive to remain somewhat subdued and out of the intense media spotlight. Let's not forget, they said she will only be involved in select royal engagements and not a full-time royal schedule. Royal protocol? A strategic absence and seating arrangement in a telling moment of royal maneuvering. Camilla's strategic absence from the Remembrance event due to a purported chest infection opened a subtle diplomatic window, with Princess Anne stepping in to sit alongside King Charles, a positioning that spoke volumes about the current dynamics within the royal family. This carefully orchestrated absence seemed less about medical concerns and more about navigating the complex interpersonal landscape, particularly in light of the ongoing recalibration of royal roles and public appearances. The seating arrangement, with Princess Anne replacing Camilla, subtly underscored the unspoken tensions and strategic repositioning happening within the monarchy's inner circle, suggesting part of a broader recalibration of royal engagement and visibility. Kate's limited royal appearances are strategically orchestrated by the royal men in her life, with Prince William and King Charles potentially managing her public exposure carefully, while officially portrayed as Kate's commitment to key national events. The absence of Camilla, who begged off due to a chest infection, further underscores the complex dynamics within the royal family's current public positioning, where Kate's visibility appears to be meticulously curated rather than entirely self-determined. Her appearances are calculated, sparse enough to maintain intrigue, yet also significant enough to demonstrate continued royal setup. Kate's cautious return to royal duties, a strategic family maneuver. While aides suggest Kate's intention to return to full-time royal work, there is no doubt that this is a carefully orchestrated reemergence that seems more calculated. The planned Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey appears to be a controlled two-measured step back into public life, potentially reflecting not just Kate's personal recovery, but the broader royal family's strategic approach to managing her visibility. The limited public appearances, specifically at Trooping the Colour and Remembrance Sunday, suggest a deliberate containment of her royal role, potentially influenced by King Charles and Prince William's desire to manage her public presence delicately with her ongoing reluctance to step into royal duties. This calculated reintroduction hints at a complex negotiation between Kate's personal readiness and the family's broader institutional considerations, ensuring her return is measured, controlled, and aligned with the monarchy's usual setup of the narrative. In a carefully choreographed return to public life, Kate wore her conservative black coat dress, a sartorial choice steeped in tradition. Paired with Princess Diana's Collingwood pearl earrings and a Monica Vinader pearl necklace, signalled a measured re-emergence that seemed more institutionally managed than spontaneous. She also got to wear her sapphire engagement ring that had been missing for a long time. I suppose she did that to curb the ongoing speculations about her separation with William. The strategic timing of her appearances suggests a calculated approach by King Charles and Prince William to control her public exposure, potentially reflecting underlying familial dynamics and a cautious approach to her recovery and royal duties. Recent reports suggest a carefully managed narrative around Kate's return to public life. The controlled nature of her appearances hints at a broader familial strategy, potentially engineered by William and Charles to modulate her public visibility. Her selective engagements, such as the discreet church service in Scotland and the precision-timed remembrance events, seem less spontaneous and more meticulously planned, reflecting a royal machine intent on managing both her recovery and public perception. The absence of Camilla from key events further underscores the complex dynamics at play, suggesting that Kate's reemergence is less about her personal agency and more about a calculated royal communication approach. Is she tired of the royal duties? The curious case of Kate's mysterious cancer announcement. The September video announcing Kate's medical status struck many royal watchers as peculiarly staged and oddly paced, raising more questions than providing clarity about her health journey. Unlike traditional royal communications, this announcement felt deliberately cryptic, with Kate appearing carefully positioned and her statements deliberately measured, suggesting potential behind-the-scenes management by William and Charles to control the narrative. The video's strange tenor implied a carefully choreographed performance rather than a genuine, spontaneous personal revelation, leaving royal observers wondering about the true motivations behind such an unconventional disclosure of her health status. The calculated nature of the announcement seemed designed to maintain a specific public perception while simultaneously limiting Kate's public visibility, potentially reflecting a broader royal strategy to manage her public presence. Charles and William must be pressing her down tightly to cover up for their falling monarchy. The sudden emergence of Catherine, Princess of Wales, in Southport with Prince William was far from a spontaneous event, but rather a carefully orchestrated public relations maneuver designed to quell mounting speculation about her health and royal status. Her appearance, described as refreshed and strategically timed, seemed to signal a calculated return to the public eye under what appears to be a carefully managed royal protocol. With William and King Charles seemingly intent on maintaining a controlled narrative around Kate's public engagements, her brief Southport outing served as a precisely measured glimpse into her ongoing recovery and potential future royal participation. The calculated nature of this appearance suggests a deliberate approach to managing her public image, balancing her personal health journey with the expectations of royal duty and public perception of the Windsors' struggle to get back on track. In a carefully orchestrated public relations move, the Princess of Wales appears to be inching back into royal visibility through her upcoming Christmas carol service at Westminster Abbey, a calculated event that seems less about her own initiative and more about the strategic positioning by Prince William and King Charles. By scheduling a singular high-profile yet controlled appearance, the royal men appear to be managing Kate's public exposure with deliberate precision, allowing her to maintain relevance while keeping her largely out of the spotlight. A choreographed return that suggests more of Kate's reluctance to return to the royal duties. The service, positioned as a Thanksgiving event, provides Kate a scripted opportunity to demonstrate her gradual reintegration into royal duties, all while William and Charles subtly control the narrative and pace of her public engagements, ensuring her presence remains controlled.